Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the next installment of Confessions of a Reluctant Entrepreneur. I'm very excited to be here today, and I'm super excited to be talking about this topic in particular. Since that TV show, The Mandalorian, came out, I actually didn't start watching it right away. It was Eagle Eye who was like, hey, do you want to watch the show? Because this little baby Yoda started popping up all over the internet. And yes, this does have to do with business. I promise I'll get there. But first, I need to talk about cuteness because seriously, every time this little guy pops up on screen, I'm like, oh my God. If you've ever seen that Jeff peanut butter commercial where it's kind of dumb, but people freak out every time they take a bite of the peanut butter because it's just so good and they can't believe how good it is. So they're like, every time I see Baby Yoda, which yes, I know he's not actually Baby Yoda. He's the child, but we're going to call him Baby Yoda because the child just sounds like less cute. Anyhow, anytime I see this, I freak out. I'm like, oh my God, I love him. And then the last episode, he wasn't in it as much. And I was like, I don't know about this Mandalorian guy. He's cool, but it's all about Baby Yoda. For me, it's all about Baby Yoda. So I wanted to talk today a little bit about some of the lessons I've learned from Baby Yoda and his popularity. And I'm going to refer to my notes. The first thing is to listen to your intuition. I don't want to give too much away in case people haven't seen the show, but there is a point where Mando or the Mandalorian says, the child didn't realize he was his enemy yet. Well, my argument would be, and I'm sure many others as well, is that little baby Yoda had an intuition that he actually wasn't his enemy. He was his friend, and he knew that he'd protect him, even though essentially in that moment he was leading him into danger. And so for me, it is this idea in business to really listen to your own intuition because it's loud and it's noisy and there's all these videos. There's people like me hopping on and saying, hey, this is what I learned. And there's other people with all of their how-to videos. But really, in the end, you have to listen to your intuition. I don't really know what made me start Confessions of a Reluctant Entrepreneur. I started thinking about all the videos that I've watched. And sometimes I wanted to be real. I think I wanted to be real and come into the online space in a very real way for people who are starting out. I'm not marketing necessarily to people who have made six figures this year. I want to share my story from the person who has always been a creative and is learning to become an entrepreneur at the age of 42. So I think there's a few things happening for me that maybe people will resonate with, because if someone were to tell me so long ago that at this age I would be learning how to be a businesswoman or an entrepreneur, I would have said, I don't think so. But anyhow, that's what I am and that's what I'm doing. And so yes, Baby Yoda has taught me or reminded me to listen to my intuition, to just go for it. There's no harm in trying. There's harm in not trying, because if you don't try to do this thing, you'll never, ever know if it'll work or not. So Confessions of a Reluctant Entrepreneur, will people actually start watching? I don't know. But I'm enjoying doing it for a few different reasons. I'm learning how to become clear in my message and my speaking, and I just like it. I like video. I write all day. I write a lot, so I would like to speak more and engage more with people through video. That is my intuition, and so I'm going to run with it. All right. What's next? Oh, part of this. Nope. Lesson number 2. I should write clearer notes. Lesson number 2 is when someone offers you some help, listen to what they have to say, instead of just brushing them aside and thinking that they can't help you based on, well, in this case, Baby Yoda was trying to heal Mando. He'd gotten hurt, and he was coming up with his little hands reached out, and Mando was like, he wasn't understanding. He wasn't listening. He wasn't listening to the body language, the cues that actually Baby Yoda was trying to heal him and not just being, a little baby. And so he would just keep picking him up and putting him back and then painfully trying to stitch himself up. And Baby Yoda just really could have helped heal him quickly, and he would have been better, and he would have learned that Baby Yoda's got some powers. So I think for me, one of the things is listen when people have some help. They may have something to offer you that is useful to you in your business, instead of just stubbornly thinking, oh, I've got this. I tend to do this. The ego gets in the way. And you're like, I don't need help. I don't need advice. I don't need a coach. I don't need, this thing. I can just write this book on my own. I don't need anything. Someone might be able to help you. And some of the services people have to offer might be more reasonable than you think. And so if someone jumps into your inbox and you're annoyed, because I was definitely in the beginning, I used to get very annoyed when people just would drop into my inbox and try and sell to me right away. Not very annoyed. I would just be like, oh, God, I got to wade through all these to see if there's any messages I need. But I've started to try, although I can't do it with all of them, to try to look at what people are offering and, if it could be helpful, if it's something that I could use. Water break. Instead of just brushing it aside and not hearing anyone and not listening to what they have to say. So there are two things here. One could be from, when you start a business, you'll have people who want to give advice. They've got advice for you, and they've been through it, or they haven't been through it, or whatever. They see your service and they see your talent, and they say, oh, if you just did it this way, maybe that would be a good idea, or maybe you should try something this way. And then you think, oh, they don't know what I'm going through. Just stop giving me advice. But maybe if you just listened, they do have something to say that even if it's not bang on what you need, you could use what they're saying and catapult you forward in a way that maybe you wouldn't have thought of had they not been there. So there's definitely two lessons in the listening there. One is someone offering a service that maybe you should hear what they have to say, because that service may be able to help you in a way you didn't realize. And two, if friends and family, well-meaning, want to give you some advice on your business and you're like, ugh, they don't know, maybe they do. Or maybe it can inspire you to go forward in a way you wouldn't have thought of. So that is my second lesson from Baby Yoda. All right. My third lesson is know your worth, know your value, and understand how your products can actually help people. And so don't hide them from people who could use them. And this is, I wrote this, but I don't know, maybe Disney did they really not realize what they had on their hands here with the cuteness of this little creature? Because if you've created one of the most adorable creatures in the history of Star Wars, why would you not make a toy that would be ready in time for the holidays? I definitely would have bought that toy, probably 10 of them for all my friends, because he just makes me so happy. So the third lesson here for me in my business is know your worth and get out there and sell it. Don't hide it from anybody who may be who may be interested in buying from you. So there are a few things that stop us from selling openly and hiding what we have. And one of them is maybe we don't think we're ready yet, but you just got to jump out there. You just got to do it and get out there. I spoke about in one of my last lives, I think last week, one of my first ones, how I just tend to jump. Sometimes it's a good thing, sometimes it's a bad thing, but oftentimes you just have to jump. I mean, if it's brain surgery, no, I wouldn't jump there. I'd know what I'm doing. But if you have some skills and you have these skills and you can offer someone something, then just jump. Don't wait to make it perfect. I'm not saying don't have the skills, but definitely know what you're doing, what you're offering, and jump out there and just get it out there. That's what I would say. So that is my third lesson from Baby Yoda. First one is trust your intuition. Second one is stop and listen when people offer help. Maybe they really can give you something that you need. And the third one is know your value, know your worth, and stop hiding it. Just jump out there and get it out there. Those are my 3 lessons that I've learned over and over and over again over the last like 2 to 3 years in business. And so the last thing I want to do today is just tell you a little bit about me and my services. I'm a ghostwriter, I'm an author, and I am publishing my 2nd book this year. I'm on chapter 4. Yay, chapter 4. I work with clients in a bunch of different ways. We can work one-on-one in a range of ways, from either a co-author situation to me fully writing your book for you. As a ghostwriter, I take no credit. Your name is on it. It's all your ideas. I'm just crafting it in a way that will help you get your book out there. And then the other way is I have the Big Blue Sky Academy, and the Big Blue Sky Academy was created because I love magic and big ideas and wonder. And so the course that I'm offering in January is a book workshop. It runs kind of like a college course. It's $694 for 3 months, and at the end of it, you should have, if you can do the work, the full manuscript, rough manuscript to send off to your copy editor. So 3 months long, every week there'll be one workshop with a max of 4 people in it. So you have a chance to workshop your ideas, and also 1 lesson, and then your homework for the week, which is a full chapter. And yeah, so that's it. 3 ways that you can work with me. If you want to hear more, please message me anytime. I'd love to chat, even if you're just curious about what a ghostwriter is, how to become a ghostwriter. Message me. I would love to hear from you. So that's it for me today. I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow morning. Same time, same place, different lesson. Talk to you soon.